This is going to be highlighting with foil. I have sectioned the head into 4 sections across the top, like we've been doing in class, from ear to ear on the top, and then in half up the back, just like you would do for a regular hair color. Then I'm going to begin in the back of the hair on the bottom. The reason I start on the bottom is because the foil will lay on top of one another. Instead of if I'd start at the top, I would have to flip the foil over. So it's just the method that I like to do. You can try both ways, but for this purposes, I'm going to start on the bottom. I've got a 1/4 inch section. I'm going to weave, bouncing the comb off the head. And I think you can see the little pieces I'm getting. Pull it away. Then I will get a piece of foil. Put my comb like before I showed you last week. Push it up. Get my product and apply the lightener. In this case, it will say it's bleach, but of course you could do tint highlights also. Comb it all the way out. Pull this up. Make it even. Put the comb on there to make the parting. Over here, make another parting. And then I will also fold it up again. If it's really long hair and there's a lot of hair in the foil, don't do the second wrap up. The next section. Comb this down. Do my parting, 1/4 inch parting, because I'm going to make fine highlights, more like a weave. Pin that up. Get the hair that I've just let go. And weave. Bounce the comb off the head, getting little pieces of hair as I go. And this just takes practice. You'll be able to do it like a pro. One more piece. Push it up there, and I'm holding the hair tight with my finger. Make sure you don't have too much product, just enough. To the scalp, not on the scalp. There's that. Over here. Okay, and then keep moving up to the top. Each little piece is, I'll show you, is just a 1/4 inch. Pin this up. Bounce the comb off the head. Little pieces of hair, you can see through the hair. In fact, you can see right there how thin it is. This makes a beautiful color blending. Paint it all the way to the end. All the hair needs to be covered. Fold it up. Part. Use the comb to make a crease. Make sure it's secure. And either leave it long like that, or like I've been doing, fold it up. It makes neat little bundles. And I'm trying to use the appropriate, if you put too much hair in the foil, the bleach will expand. And it will puff out the sides of the foil, because when bleach gets processed, it does the hair, it expanding the cuticle layer of the hair, and the product itself puffs up. And it will come out of the foil if you're using too much. So you can see how my comb, push it up to the scalp. Pin all the hair strand down. And see that when I pull down the foil slip, I'm going to hold the hair here at the end. And I'm pushing the foil up. Do not want the foil to slip. It will make spots on the scalp. I'll do one more. I just want you to see how my partings are very small. And this all just takes a lot of practice. Well, you know, you'll be able to do the whole thing in maybe 10 or 15 minutes at some point. So I'm holding the hair firmly also. And then bounce the comb off the head, getting these little pieces to weave. Like that. Comb, hold the hair firmly and pull it down. And as you can see, I am going all the way to the bottom. Okay, divide the foil in half, push it up. And I'm not making this be a crease. I'm keeping their air, you know, keeping it a little full so I'm leaving room for the hair to expand. I don't want any of this smashed flat. Fold that over. That's why with the thin pieces I'm doing, I'm able to flip this over. If I had thicker streaks, I would leave it out because I want the hair to have room to expand. And I'll just do this last one. Hold the hair firm, bounce the comb, and I'm holding the comb like this at the base where the metal is, or the end of your rat tail, we used to call these. Okay. This will be my last part in the bottom part of the nape. Camera keeps bouncing. But I think you can see. All the way to the bottom. Fold it up. Fold that over. If anything, like right here, I've got a little piece of lightener there. I would want to clean that off, because this hair, the next section, you know, this section here will be laying on that, and I don't want to get lightener anywhere that it doesn't belong. So this is just one panel. I'll show you from the side what it looks like. You can see. Very neat. There's 1, 2, 3 little foils in there. And they lay very neat, and keep it organized. That's why I want you to just practice this one section right now, and then we'll move on to the other sections. For example, I would use something, preferably a piece of cotton would work, but when I don't have cotton handy, I would wrap up a piece of anything, cotton, but I'm going to go back and put underneath here. So I'll pin these up so I can exactly show you. I'm trying to prevent leakage out the top of the foil, or the bottom. So you can see how their tendency, sometimes they might slip. I'm pretending this is a piece of cotton. Put the cotton there and let the hair fall down. It'll stay. And do that under each one. Like when I push this up, this piece folded back. I've used Sanex strips, I've used tissue, I've used cotton, anything that you've got to protect the scalp. Now I'm just folding this up. So I would put this here, then let your piece of hair drop, and it'll stick, it'll stay, because you'll be putting it, and see how once again this folded down, that's where I would put, you can even do this. I'm doing extra protection to protect the scalp. If you have cotton, you can do that handy. We can do that on another lesson, starting off, you know, from the beginning, but I just wanted to give you an example of like I say, I'm folding these up, right? And that's another reason I don't like to start on the top, because you're folding foil up. I want it to not be touched at all, really, once I've placed it. So I'm just giving you an example of, you would put cotton there, there would be cotton here, and you'll see as you start working where you want, because you don't want the foil, if the foil's, the reason being, if this foil should slip, it's gonna touch this hair underneath it. So you can, to get really good at this, you could put a piece of cotton underneath it and just practice that today. So I think that's enough for you to start working, to do one section at least. And if you finish that, keep practicing. And the next time we'll try different ways to do around the hairline and the nape.